All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are tearing into the latest financial report from Pak Elektron Limited. You know them as PEL. And wow, is there a story here. On one hand, you've got this incredible, explosive growth. But when you start peeling back the layers, you find this high-stakes drama between massive profits and, well, truly staggering debt. Okay, first things first, the mandatory part. Disclaimer. We are not financial advisors. This analysis is for educational purposes only and based on the September 2025 financial report. Got it? Good. Let's jump straight to the number that started this whole thing. 63%. Just look at that number. For any company, anywhere, that is a figure that just makes you stop and go, whoa, what is going on there? For PEL, this is the big headline, the number they're shouting from the rooftops. But what does it actually mean? Well, that 63%, it's all about profit. A massive, massive jump in profit. You know, the kind of thing that makes investors' eyes light up. So let's pull up the report and see exactly where that number comes from. And here it is, plain as day, right from their profit statement. Just find that line, profit after taxation. See that? In 2024, they were sitting at about 1.8 billion rupees. Not bad, but fast forward just 1 year to 2025, and that number has skyrocketed to over 3 billion. That's your 63.86% increase. I mean, on paper, that looks like an absolutely incredible success story. And if you ask PEL, they'll tell you this isn't some fluke. They're pointing to things like higher sales, a much stronger supply chain, and just generally better market confidence. You know, it all sounds like the picture of a perfectly healthy, booming company. But here's the thing about growth this fast. It always makes you ask a really important question. What's the hidden cost here? What is actually fueling this insane expansion? And well, that's where this story gets a little complicated. To find the real answer, you gotta flip the page. You have to look at the other side of the balance sheet, the liabilities. And believe me, this is where the plot really thickens. And there it is. Take a look under current liabilities. See that highlighted line, short-term borrowings? That's not 13 million rupees. That's 13.1 billion rupees. That is an enormous, almost breathtaking amount of debt to be carrying. So the question just screams at you, can a company really be this healthy with a debt burden that massive? So this is the heart of the matter, right? The big conflict. You've got the boom, that incredible 63% profit growth. The argument for it is, hey, debt is just fuel. You got to spend money to make money, right? But then you have the burden, a staggering 13.1 billion in short-term debt. Is this just smart business, or is this a sign of a company taking on way too much risk? So how in the world does PEL plan to solve this? How do you reconcile that amazing profit with that terrifying debt? Well, it turns out they're making a massive, all-in bet on a brand new market. And it's one of the biggest and toughest in the world. They're going to America. This quote from the report is their big play. Exporting transformers to the US is their high-stakes gambit. Their plan to generate enough cash to keep the growth engine running and start chipping away at that mountain of debt. No pressure, right? But man, is it a gamble. Let's break it down. The rewards could be huge. The report itself says demand for transformers is inelastic. That means it's pretty stable, people always need them. Plus, their main competitors are getting hit with even higher taxes. Sounds great, but the risk? It is just as big. A sudden change in US tariffs could kick off inflation and completely wipe out the very demand they are banking everything on. So all of this whole story of boom and burden, it all boils down to one single massive question. A question that is going to define PEL's entire future. So what's it going to be? Is this American expansion a brilliant masterstroke that will pay off big time and secure their future? Or is it a reckless, desperate gamble that could bring the whole thing crashing down? The numbers tell one heck of a story, but the final chapter, well, that is still very much unwritten.